Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today I'm doing an update video to one that I made basically like all the way back in 2019. Like I remember making a video about this topic when it first broke, and we recently got an update in the entire situation that basically warranted me making another video kind of talking about it and updating this situation to you guys. I don't know if you guys remember this video, if you've even been around long enough to remember this video. This has been, damn, almost 4 years ago. That's crazy to think. I've actually, like, I can remember videos I made professionally, like on YouTube, 4 years ago. I don't know, that's just crazy to me. But basically the video was about some parents who were suing Fortnite / Epic Games, the publisher of Fortnite, because the game was quote unquote too addictive, right? And it was basically taking up too much of their kids' time, and it was like destroying their lives. They've equated the game to all kinds of things. Like, we've seen parents suing Epic Games and Fortnite before. This is not the first or probably the last time something like that's ever going to happen, but we finally have an update in this entire situation. Who would have known that a case this stupid would be kind of sitting around waiting for its day in court for over 3 years now? But apparently this is at the top of the judicial priorities here to get this case going. I don't know why this is even being allowed to go forward. I don't know why a judge would even actually go through with this. I really don't know, but at the end of the day, I find it completely stupid. Like, not only is this a waste of time, a waste of resources, but logically, this should just be an unwinnable case. Like, there should be no possibility that these parents ever win this case. Like, in reality, this is like suing McDonald's because you ate too many Big Macs and you got fat, right? It just doesn't make sense. Like, it's your own fault. It's completely up to you. Like, you made the decisions. You enabled the behavior. You got to deal with the consequences, right? Like, I feel like that's how normal people think, right? Like, if I do something and it leads to another outcome, I'm okay with that because guess what? I'm the one who made the fucking decision. I'm the one who did whatever it was that led to that happening. But apparently we live in a world where self-accountability and actually taking responsibility for the things that you do is frowned upon, if not just completely like a dead concept. Like, so many people are just enabled, basically. That's just really what it comes down to. And like, this is a perfect situation to describe that, because these parents enabled these kids' behavior for all this time. They basically funded the addiction, if you want to call it that. I don't know how people really view it. I mean, you could definitely argue this is an addiction when we get into it, but at the end of the day, I definitely have some arguments to make. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the backstory for this and we'll get into it. So, Quebec Superior Court Justice Sylvain Lucier has authorized a lawsuit against Epic Games that had been originally filed in 2019, alleging that it is so addictive it can cause real-world problems. According to CTV, the parents of 3 children who spent thousands of dollars playing Fortnite claim that the Battle Royale caused their kids to suffer psychological, physical, and financial harm. The parents say that their kids spent hundreds of dollars on V-Bucks, sometimes without their knowledge, and would even have, quote, panic attacks over the game. One of the kids was frequently up until 3 a.m. playing over 7,781 hours of the game in under 2 years. Another is said to have played for nearly 60,000 minutes. The firm representing the parents, Calex, even cited addiction specialist Anita Gadia-Smith, who compared Fortnite to cocaine. Alright, so let's go ahead and discuss this, because there's a lot to break down already here. So, first off, this was originally filed in 2019. I remember making a video talking about this and discussing this situation and everything all the way back then. And my opinion hasn't really changed overall. Like, I think this is fucking stupid. I don't think this is a legitimate court case. I think it's a complete waste of time. And it's really just some, like, parents who aren't doing their jobs as parents correctly. And they're kind of just like pinning the blame, the fault, if you will, on an inanimate object that they purchased and that they have the ultimate control over. And they're just like basically not taking any accountability here, right? Saying it's so addictive, it can cause real-world problems. Okay, I'm not here to say that video game addiction doesn't exist, because there's definitely such a thing. I mean, you got dudes who are playing fucking, World of Warcraft 19 hours a day. That's not healthy. That is a legitimate addiction. That's a problem. And even like the amount of time that these kids put into the game, right? Especially as children, right? Not healthy. Not good. Is there better shit that they could have been doing with their time? Absolutely. Is there healthier options for them? Absolutely. Is it the video game's fault that this happened? No. No, it's not. So the parents say the kids spent thousands of dollars playing Fortnite, which is, by the way, a free-to-play game, so they had to have spent all that money on, like, battle passes and, like, in-game skins or pickaxes or whatever. Basically just cosmetic shit, if we're being real. And they say it caused psychological, physical, and financial harm. So let's go ahead and break each of those down. Psychological harm. The video game itself did not cause psychological harm. What caused your kids psychological harm was you as a parent not being responsible enough to get them off the video game all day and letting them sit in front of a screen for 80% of their free time every day. Never making them go outside, never making them, you know, participate in school activities or whatever it may be. Like, I'm assuming your child didn't just walk into GameStop and buy himself a PlayStation 4 or whatever, right? I assume that the parents are the one who bought it. So you're the one who enabled your kid to play the video game in the first place. And you as the parents are the ones who have enabled them to sit there and rot themselves on Fortnite all day, every day. So no, the game didn't cause psychological harm. Your bad parenting did. They're saying physical harm because I imagine the kids are probably out of shape at this point. Like if they're just only playing fucking Fortnite and, you know, sitting around probably eating DoorDash or whatever their parents cook them or whatever. I can only imagine that, like, with no exercise or anything like that, they're probably, you know, not doing well physically. Once again, completely comes down to your parenting, has nothing to do with any of that bullshit. You as a parent have the ability to take the power cord or the whole console or the controller for the video game and tell your kid to go outside and fucking play some basketball with their friends, right? You choose not to do that, and you let them sit there and go through that shit and do that shit to themselves, and then you wonder why all of a sudden some shit like this goes down. Like, let's get serious here, right? Like, the game didn't cause physical damage, your bad parenting did. And it claims that it caused financial harm. Well, once again, I imagine the kids aren't the ones spending the money, right? Like, I don't think these kids have thousands of dollars that they've basically saved up or that they've earned through a job or whatever it may be that they're spending on the game. So they're spending their parents' money, right? Now, it says sometimes without the parents' knowledge. Once again, completely comes down to your parenting. If your kids are comfortable enough taking your fucking credit card behind your back and getting on the game and just spending however much on your credit card, that once again signals a parental problem. Because there's, like, I already know for a fact, and this might be controversial to say, if I would have, like, taken, you know, someone's credit card in my household and spent $700 on fucking Fortnite skins, I might have got my ass beat. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I might have actually gotten my ass beat. And if not that, my ass would have been mowing yards every weekend until I earned enough money back to pay my parents back. Because that shit would have just not flown in my household, man. There would have never have been no, oh, I stole mom and dad's credit card to get the fucking Skull Trooper or whatever, right? That just didn't exist in households like mine. And in most households where parents are actually parents, that shit doesn't fly either. So at a certain point, right, when it gets to, like, they're stealing thousands of dollars off your credit card and they're just constantly going back and putting it on their PlayStation or whatever, how do you not learn to put it somewhere where they can't find it? Like, get serious, dude. Like, the fact that they're actually sitting here trying to blame a fucking free-to-play video game for their parental downfall, literally just mind-blowing, man. Like, come on, get a grip on reality here, dude. And then they go ahead and they compared Fortnite to cocaine because one addiction specialist compared it to cocaine. I'm just gonna say, if an addiction specialist compares a fucking video game to cocaine usage, that person probably should not be licensed in their field, because that is actually one of the most fucking brain-dead takes I've ever heard. Cocaine is a highly addictive, potentially deadly chemical drug. Fortnite is a fucking video game, okay? They are not comparable whatsoever. How many people have died because they played too much Fortnite? And how many people have died because they snorted too much of the 8-ball at a party? Let's go ahead and compare those numbers, because I'm going to imagine they're probably not very similar. Now, I guess, you know, you can compare it to drug use in some ways, because, like, oh, it rewires your brain, you know, rewards your reward center in your brain too much, fucks up your dopamine receptors. I get that, right? Like, you can make those arguments, sure, but it is not cocaine. It's completely different. And at the end of the day, you know, this addiction can be defeated by unplugging a fucking game console. A cocaine addiction, you gotta go through rehab for, you know what I mean? It's not equivalent whatsoever. And it's embarrassing that a professional would even go as far as to say something like that when they're supposed to be a specialist in their field. Like, that is actually the dumbest shit I think I've ever heard somebody say about a video game, for real. It's pretty much on par with like the type of shit you would have heard your grandparents say after watching a Fox News special in 2002. It's just nonsense, man. And like the fact that this is even getting fucking airplay, really, and like it's even being played into at all is just actually ludicrous to me, man. Like, I'm curious to see how this actually ends up, because like there's no way a reasonable judge is gonna look at this and be like, yeah, you know, the video game is the problem here. Like, anyone who has like fucking like 3 IQ or above should be able to like decipher this one, man. Should be able to take a look at the facts or whatever of this situation and be like, yeah, these people are just fucking morons, let's be honest. Because like there's actually no way that this is a serious thing, you know? Like, these people are, let's call it out for what it is, man. These people suck at parenting, they don't know what they're doing, and they just want free money. They just want some of that fucking Epic Games bucks, you know? They want them IRL V-bucks. Now, can you blame them? No, I can't blame them. Epic Games has fucking crazy amounts of money, you know what I mean? They definitely got their gold chest stacked up, but do you really have to go to these lengths, you know what I mean? Like, do you have to go to these extents to try and fucking steal people's money because you suck at parenting? I don't know, man. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @subtooptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, being addicted and now suing video game companies, and signing out.